All right, in this demonstration we're going to rock the core, and the first thing we're going to do is go to our core machine and install the DNS service on the server using the command line tool DISM. So we're going to run this command here, this DISM online enable feature, and hit enter. Take it just a moment. 100% operation completed successfully. The next thing we're going to do is run sconfig to get in there and rename our server to our core dash our initials. Now I've already done that, but it's really easy to do. You can just press the number 2 and then enter the new computer name. Again, you just enter your initials past core. Really simple to do. The next thing after we do that is join the domain. Notice that option number 1 up here says domain/workgroup, so I want to choose option number 1 for the domain. Specify D for domain. The name of the domain I'm going to join is mylastname.local. Yours would be, of course, yourlastname.local. And then notice the format here for the domain/user. So the domain for me would be Huglin, and then my username is going to be administrator. Hit enter, and it's going to ask me to type the password. I'm not going to be able to see my text when I'm typing the password, so don't let that freak you out. Take just a moment. Hopefully it'll come back and tell you that you successfully joined the domain and ask you if you want to change the computer name before restarting. And here's the prompt here, and I want to say no, I don't, but we do want to restart the computer. So I'm going to go ahead and restart, and we'll come back in just a moment. All right, my core machine is back up and running, and again, I do not want to log in locally as the local administrator on core. I want to log in as the domain admin, so I'm going to click on switch user, other user, and then I'm going to put in my domain name, Huglin, and then administrator, and then our domain password. Now, if you had problems just a few moments ago about trying to join the domain, maybe make sure you check your firewall. There's no firewalls running. They can pop up on you, so do a little extra troubleshooting step to make sure that their firewalls are not running anywhere. And also, are you pointing your core's DNS primary DNS in your TCP/IP settings to server B? It's definitely a big factor there. The next thing we want to do is configure remote management. So we're going to go back into sconfig, and we're going to choose option number 4, which is configure remote management, and then we're going to select option number 1 to allow remote management console. It's going to enable those firewall exceptions and virtual disk space, although we don't have a firewall running, or actually we do have a firewall running on core, but we're going to turn it off here in just a moment. Take it just a moment to do that configuration. Say OK. Next thing we're going to do is do option number 2 to allow Windows PowerShell. Again, the main reason we're performing or completing these steps here is because we're going to want to remotely administer DNS from another server that is actually running the GUI DNS to make our life a little bit easier. So that's the purpose and reason why we're doing what we're doing right now. All right, and that is finished up, and asks us if we want to restart, and yes, we do want to restart one more time. We'll come back here in just a moment. All right, the server has rebooted, and I'm going to log back into it with the domain admin user account. All right, and then this time I'm going to go ahead and run sconfig, and we're going to do option number 4. And then option number 3 to allow server manager remote management. By the way, those little commandlets are actually for PowerShell. As it says here, PowerShell execution. These are commandlets, little programs. All right, it says that remote server management has been enabled. We're going to say OK. We're going to go ahead and get out of sconfig by 5 to return to main menu, and then 13 to exit to the command line. The next thing we want to do is actually kill the firewalls. So we're going to run another netsh command, and again, I like to do CLS to kind of clear my screen out. And we're going to run let's do a CD backslash to go all the way back to the root so we have more room to write and you can see it. So we're going to run a netsh 80 firewall, set all profiles, state to off. Alright, that is completed. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to go to server B and go to the DNS snap-in. And what we're going to try to do is manage the core's DNS service GUI graphically. So we're going to right click on the DNS, the word DNS in the upper left hand corner, and say connect to DNS server. I'm going to specify the core's computer name, so core-jh is its computer name. Okay. And then notice now we have core showing up here, and we can see the forward lookup zones and everything that core has, and also server B's as well. So we're managing both core and server B from the GUI. Again, kind of nice.